What's up, everyone? I'm sitting here with my good friend Herman. We go way back, like 2.5 years now, 3 years now. That's how we connected first. Maybe not in the most prestigious of places. For a health coach to meet one of their good friends slash clients, it wasn't the typical place I usually find them. We were at Savaya, Bali. We were both having sober nights, I believe, or I was at least, right?
Both. That's how we
Let's
started to
go.
talk, actually.
Let's go.
So
Yeah. That's a good story about how an initial connection works out. You go to the biggest party club in Bali, which is also a very party island, and you meet and connect because you're both sober and you're focused on health and business.
that's how we started our conversation, and ever since we've been good.
Actually, can you just introduce yourself to everyone about what you do and how we started working together?
For sure. So I've been in sales management. The time that we actually met, I was fully on closing calls. I remember when we had this conversation, I had this routine of living in Bali, late nights, working a lot, and educating myself a little bit on my health at the time. The moment we actually started to work together, that's where I started to understand how I can combine living healthy with also doing online business and traveling and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's a little bit about me, what I do.
Yeah. It was cool. I think that's something that's really interesting for a lot of people in your space, in my space as well. I consider myself an entrepreneur. How can you have the best of all worlds, right?
Yeah, I think that's it, right? You want to have all the energy to put in your business and you want to put as much time into it, but it also contradicts in putting so much time into it and also putting time in your health, right?
Yeah. Paint the picture because we did start off with blood panels for you. And what was the pain point that you experienced that you wanted to solve? I think it's going to be very relevant for most people.
Energy level. When we started off, I think I was eating okay, at least from my perspective. I wasn't eating junk food, I wasn't drinking, I wasn't doing crazy stuff where it was obvious that this will detriment my energy level or my health, but I was still struggling with it. When we had that initial conversation about what you did, it intrigued me because I wasn't really educated about a lot of health factors or doing blood work or all of these symptoms that are an outcome of something else that you have in your habits or your lifestyle. When we had that conversation, I was very intrigued to understand where the lack of energy came from. And that's the biggest thing that I wanted to fix because my energy level also impacts business, but also how much I can push in the gym. Because if I come to the gym tired, that's also not going to help physically as well.
I remember we did the video analysis. We got you set up in the gym, new workout routine. And also the blood panel was really insightful because it showed some things that were opportunities for improvement, potentially concerning, but then transitioning that concern into the opportunity for you to change into the version that you wanted. How was the before and after on the energy, by the way? Do you recall that?
It was a huge difference. So what I remember when we did the blood work, this was I think 2 years ago. At first, before we did the blood work, I used to read a lot about testosterone levels, right, and how that impacts energy level. So before we did the blood work, I thought maybe something was going on with my testosterone level, and I was actually thinking of a different direction on where I should improve. But the blood work actually showed something completely different.
Yeah.
I remember you asking me if I was natural. So the testosterone level was very good, but there were just other aspects of my blood work that needed improvement, mainly because there was a lot of toxins in my body that I couldn't really process. I was living in Bali, a certain lifestyle, sleep hygiene as well. A lot of those factors showed in my blood work, which made me shift other habits and actually look into the right direction to fix that. So that was a huge difference that really helped me to become more energy.
Yeah. And that's something I recommend most people do is don't just look at one thing. You have to look at the bigger picture. That's when you'll have the root cause, right? Because so many different things come together. So run a full panel. That's going to be one of the best things you could do to understand how you could optimize your health. We started way back then, but then we transitioned. Obviously, we stayed in touch. We continued working together. We took some time off, and then we met again. Cape Town was a cool experience too. Not only did we get to reacquaint, we randomly saw each other at a cafe, right?
Yeah,
I think Cape Town we really got close because then we just realized we're in the same space. And then it was the first time we actually spent decent time together, especially with the sessions we did in person. What was that like? There was another driving pain point. It was your shoulder pain. Go ahead and explain it as you see it.
It was for sure shoulder pain. I think what we fixed the first time we worked together was basically my overall knowledge and my habits, and basically being aware of my general health, because a lot of the terms that we talked about I wasn't really familiar with. So it's hard to fix something that you're quite ignorant about. I was able to fix a lot of my habits, take certain supplements that helped me with the things I was lacking in based on my blood work. And a lot of those routines and understanding my body, which are parts of me that I do well and bad in, allowed me to stay consistent with my energy level without getting dips or feeling sleepy. The second time we worked together, my other driver was actually seeing physical results as well, because now I feel good, but I didn't see that much progress physically. And what we did in Cape Town, I remember I bumped up to you and you were just like, bro, let's do a session together. And we did that session together. You gave me some free value there. And I understood all of the things that I was doing wrong in my physical workouts that led to injuries or not the growth that I was looking for in regards to muscle growth. And I think that was the second pain point that we really started to work together in Cape Town.
Yeah. I remember that the biggest thing that I remember you telling me was you couldn't do a push up without pain, right? Yeah. And you're not alone. I did that with another client as well. Was it one session or multiple sessions that we resolved that issue? I
It
don't.
was very short, but I think maybe we had like three sessions or so that we focused on. But it's also, besides the three sessions, there's a symptom and where that symptom comes from, and then we solve that. And outside of those sessions, obviously I work on it, right? So it comes back to these routines that we had in my life to resolve it. So I think it maybe took a week or two to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I was already having that problem since Thailand, I think a couple months ago. So
Yeah.
I was already going through it for a long time. So that was a big game changer for me.
Cool, cool. Has any of that come back? How are you feeling now?
No, that did not come back.
Good.
The,
Root cause solution. That's pretty much what I was hoping. Wait, did you get massages or anything else during that period of time? Trying to fix it?
Before we met in Cape Town, I went to a physio, I did massages and that stuff. But the thing is, it worked, but then it just came back. For a day or two, it feels good. Okay, this feels a little bit more comfortable, and then just comes back. So it didn't really help in the long term.
Cool. Yeah, I know that's what a lot of these rehab models have is just a kind of band-aid solution because unfortunately their model is just incorrect. But either way, I don't need to explain that. I'm just really happy that we got you the results we did in different ways in energy and body functionality. We're going to continue staying in touch because we've just naturally become such good friends. I know you're in Rio right now. I'm in Vancouver. We're going to meet again in Dubai. So I look forward to that. Just an honest opinion. What would you have to say about your experience with me that maybe set it apart, or why you think that I would be suited to work with one of your friends, one of your entrepreneurial people?
Your ability to look at a symptom and then, based on key questions or blood panels, exactly understand where that is coming from. And then also having the knowledge, what are the actionable steps that you need to take, whether that's supplements, whether that is in your daily habits or routines, and giving an actionable plan to change that. What I appreciated in working with you was when we actually made the workout plan in Cape Town, is you also adjusted based on the needs that I have and what is doable for me. Because you can tell someone, this is how you have to do it. But I actually remember a video of you saying, like, if this person can take a needle inside of them because they don't like peptides, you know what way makes it still possible for the person to do the thing that's needed to improve, but also stay consistent with it. I think your adjustability based on the entrepreneur person you speak with to make it a habit and see the progress of it.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I care about it. I care a lot about creating the right solution for the right person to get the right results. That's my full commitment. Do you feel confident with the services that you would recommend it to other people?
I already recommended some of my friends, at least one that you know for sure, 100%.
Okay, okay. I got this has been great. Let me just be real and authentic with you for a moment. Man, it's been a fucking pleasure getting to know you, working with you. That person that we're talking about and me, we've spoken about you, acknowledging how much of a good, aligned, high integrity person you are. And that's why it was easy for me to continuously recommend you to connect with my other friends, because I just know you guys are gonna vibe, because that's just the spirit that you bring to the table. So I appreciate you. I'm always on your side. That's my approach with my clients. I appreciate your loyalty, and I'm loyal to you. So let me know if there's ever a time I could help you. I'm there for you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate this. This means a lot to me.